the revolution, you don't make a reply as if you are speaking in your birthday party, because leadership comes with a responsibility, and it's a privilege, it's not a right. So this is an invitation to a very complex, challenging, and huge task to which we must rise to. So we must rise to the occasion. When the leadership has spoken, ours is very simple. We must comply. So if the leadership says at this point, we believe that you can assist us in executing this task, so we can't deny that. We believe that the leadership has applied its wisdom comprehensively to arrive to a decision that it has arrived to. And ours as members is to comply and complain later if there is a need for complaining. So we understand this to be a challenge. We understand this to be an invitation to a huge revolutionary task of ensuring that we take our organization from one strength to another.
The revolving door. Why the uMkhonto weSizwe party asked its 8th Secretary General to now appoint Sibonelelo Nomvalo as its 9th Secretary General. Yes, its 9th Secretary General, while the party is only what? 2 years old. Okay, the ejector seat in the uMkhonto weSizwe party, the position of Secretary General is starting to look less like a political office and more like a game of musical chairs played on a live minefield. On March 12, 2026, the party sent shockwaves through the political landscape by axing Dr Bongani Mncwango after only mere 7 months into the job, as the 8th person to hold and lose the Secretary General title in less than 2 years. Mncwango joins a long list of comrades who turned casualties. Today we look at the why the Zuma doctrine of zero tolerance is intensifying, and why Sibonelelo Nomvalo is the man chosen to steady the ship in the lead up to the 2026 local government elections. The MK party leadership, the great purge of 2026. The Mncwango exit, infiltrators or inefficiency. Why was Dr Mncwango, a former Sanlam executive and a seasoned professional, shown the door so abruptly? The Zuma doctrine. Jacob Zuma has been explicit. If you can't listen, we'll remove you. The party's internal logic in 2026 is one of absolute loyalty. Any deviation from the so-called revolutionary line or any hint of independent networking is labeled as indiscipline. The Malawi shadow, much like Floyd Shibambu before him, there are whispers of unsanctioned movements against Mncwango and parallel structures. In the MK party, the president's prerogative is absolute. You serve at the pleasure of the commander-in-chief, and that pleasure can vanish overnight. Then there's the corporate versus revolutionary clash. Mncwango brought a corporate structured approach, but the MK party operates as a dynamic insurgent movement. When the boardroom meets, the boardroom meets the trenches, the boardroom usually loses out. So who is Sibonelelo Nomvalo? The committee assassin. The appointment of Sibonelelo Nomvalo is not an accident. This is not just another name. It is a tactical promotion. The Mkhwanazi inquiry star. Nomvalo has spent the last year making a name for himself in Parliament's ad hoc committee. His heated grilling of figures like Fidel Adams and his 100% attendance record have marked him as a disciplined soldier of the movement. The intellectual heavyweight. Unlike some of his predecessors, Nomvalo is seen as a policy-first member of parliament. By moving him into the Secretary General role, Zuma is signaling that the party is ready to transition from a protest movement into a governing machine ahead of the 2026 local polls. Although it leaves quite a number of questions that, do you guys trust the uMkhonto party to govern, looking at the instability in terms of how they change leaders? Loyalty tested in fire. Nomvalo has not just been a member, he has been a defender in the trenches of parliamentary committees. He has proven he can take the hit without breaking rank. The 2026 strategy, consolidation or chaos. Critics call this instability, and correctly so. The uMkhonto part calls it strengthening, of which it's a laughable joke, by the way. The local election push. With the 2026 local government elections just months away, Zuma is clearing the decks. He wants a leadership team that is battle-hardened and perfectly aligned. There is no room for middle-way politicians. The Progressive Caucus lead. As the MK party tries to lead the Progressive Caucus in Parliament, they need an SG who can negotiate with the EFF and other allies without being co-opted. Nomvalo's sharp legal and parliamentary mind makes him the perfect chief negotiator. The message to the ranks. By firing a high-profile doctor and appointing a workhorse, the party is telling its branches, work is more important than titles. In conclusion, the final warning. The firing of Dr Mncwango is a reminder that in the house of Zuma, no one is untouchable except the Zuma family members. Sibonelelo Nomvalo now steps into the most dangerous job in South African politics. If he succeeds, he will lead the MK party to a historic local election victory. If he fails to listen, he might just become the 9th name on that growing list of former SGs. The revolution is moving fast. Either you keep up or you get left at the border. Thank you guys for tuning in. My name is Tebos Kosana. The name of the platform is Izwi Labansundu, the voice for Africans. Kama Africa.